Mr. Holland, I wanted to ask you, was Roddy McDowell your first choice for that role, and how were you able to get him? And secondly, there was a scene where Chris Sarandon's character drinks holy water. Why wasn't he affected?
Roddy was my first choice. He read the script and he loved it. He took the image of the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz, and that's who you're seeing. And I thought it played, brilliantly. The holy water plays because they fake it. I mean, Peter Vincent thinks that it's all silly. He doesn't believe in vampires either, and so it's fake holy water. And it was a blessed experience. We rehearsed for 2 weeks. I have never done that since. I've done 4 days, I've done 5, but I've never done 2 weeks. The love and the care that came out of it, because it was my first film, and I had just a wonderful cast. And I'm not just saying that at this point. Everybody, they all cared. It was an esprit de corps. It was one of those small miracles that comes out of innocence. And you feel it in the movie, I think. You feel how much everybody likes everybody else.
Cool. Yes, Julie. This is one of my favorite films, as I said, but there are 2 questions that I've always had about the movie. The first being that Charlie's supposed to be a huge horror fan, but he goes to Evil Ed. Are they invited from the vampires for that?
I have no answer for that.
And secondly, what is Billy Cole supposed to be?
That's been asked a lot. Well, Billy Cole is Renfro before he turns. He's bitten, but he hasn't turned all the way, so he's able to exist in daylight. The cheat is whether or not, a stake to the heart, by the rules would have killed him or not. I don't know. That's sort of the fudge. I mean, I'm really working off the legend, and the movie legend too, and trying to stay very close to it.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, this is mostly a compliment, but there's sort of a question in there. Which is that Fright Night for me is not only really clever and really funny, but it has one of the sexiest scenes of any movie of all time, the nightclub scene with Amy and Dandridge. And I guess I just really love that scene, so I'm wondering if when you were writing it, did you know it was going to be that great, that hot, that awesome?
I wanted to try for it conceptually. I mean, to me, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of erotica. It's a little bit of gay culture before its time. The blood going down her back. I mean, I sat there. I don't know how many takes till I got three lines of blood going down her back, and I held on it to get to dissolve. And I thought that was very erotic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's I don't know how much to say. It just worked. We brought a choreographer in, and I was trying to bring in whispers of a lot of different things that would keep it entertaining. Looking at it now, and if you compare it to the films now, look how few cuts there are in it. Then compare it to what they're making now. And this is in no way, any kind of not denigrating what's going on now. But I thought of Neil Marshall's film Doomsday, where there's 5 million cuts a minute. And if you look at this thing, and I'm thinking to myself, why does there's so few cuts? I'm in master's luck. I'm moving the camera, so I'm not even cutting close-ups. Why is it holding so well? And I think that it's holding so well because they're acting scenes and they're playing. The dramatic moments are playing. And not cutting at the time, this is 1984 or 5, was a decision. Then there was an aesthetic that you didn't want to be too cutting. You didn't want to get in the way of the drama if the drama was working. This film is a testament to the actors.
I actually think it's in the writing as well, because every time I watch this movie, I think to myself, as a writer, it's really well paced. It doesn't lag in any areas. It flows really nicely. It's just a really well told story.